welcome back to the Sports Desk Live, man. And look who I found.
What's up?
Look who I found. So we got our guy, my guy, your guy, our guy, Black, back at it here with the Sports Desk Live. Of course, I'm one half of your favorite sportsologist, Dedrick L, Hicks Jr. And welcome back to the Sports Desk.
And this is your man, Black. I am so excited to be back. D has been a little while coming.
Yeah.
Happy to be back. Man, you know what it is. Let's get into it, D.
Absolutely, man. So welcome my main man back in action. We're getting ready to have some great conversation tonight. All right, some great conversation. Again, if you're watching for the very first time or you're a returning watcher, we definitely appreciate you. Do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. It helps pushes us out with all the other amazing sports content out here on YouTube. But we will greatly appreciate your support. And drop us a comment down below. Hit us down below with your thoughts, your opinions, suggestions. We'll definitely take them on here at the Sports Desk Live. All right. So tonight we're going to be talking the NBA playoffs, the 2024 NBA playoffs, which are in full swing. By the time you guys see this video, we have already covered games. Well, we already had game ones and we have game twos that are in motion. So me and Black are huge fans of the NBA. We have been our whole entire lives. And this is just the most amplified, energetic time to be a NBA basketball fan. All right. So it is now time to crown a champion. We're in the first round. We have some stellar matchups that we're getting ready to discuss. We're also going to give you our predictions for the conference finals, the NBA finals, and of course, crowning a champion throughout these playoffs. So, Black, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Let's go ahead and start off in the Western Conference the Western Conference. We're going to start off with the number one overall seed who barely hung on in game one. Me and you were totally wrong.
Yeah.
Or at least I was. At least I was totally wrong about how this game was going to go. The New Orleans Pelicans almost gave the Oklahoma City Thunder a scare, winning 94-92. Black, let's go ahead and jump into it. What did you see in game one, and how do you think this series is going to play out overall?
Well, in this series, I think it's going to be very competitive, D. But the thing with me with the Pelicans is that they're missing Zion so much in those critical moments. Yeah. And when those critical moments down the stretch when the game is close, if they can't get the if they couldn't get the Zion, it has to be BI. You know, with Zion not being there, we seen it last night.
Yep.
Because you had multiple people take shots to try to tie the game, or you know, to get it to overtime, and nothing came through. You know, probably bounce of the basketball hoop or whatever. But with a presence like Zion, I think they're really going to miss him. But they're going to be very competitive in this series. I seen last night. It's something in my mind told me, well, they're a really good defensive team. They shoot the three very well. So they got the younger kids who shoot the three very well. And then BI, we talked about it. He can score from all three levels. So I think it's going to be tough, D, but I think it's going to be very competitive. I really see these series going 7 games. I think it could go 7 games. I really do.
Okay.
But I like the Pelicans to win this series. But
you like the Pelicans to win the series?
Not Pelicans. I'm sorry. I like OKC to win this series.
Okay.
But I'm keeping my eye on the Pelicans because they seem like they can be a little tricky. If they can figure out if they're just going to keep running this through BI or what they're going to do when it come down the stretch of these close games, because I can see every game being close, no blowouts. I could really see that in this series because their first team making it to the playoffs. They're both fresh to the playoffs. You know, so it could go either way, but I'm going to lean towards OKC because they still got SGA. He's a problem. Chet's a problem, and then the Williams kid, he's a problem also. So I'm going to lead towards the young guns to win this series in 7.
I think it was more of those first night jitters for the OKC. They've never been to the playoffs as a group together. This is SGA's first time leading the group into the playoffs. They flirted with the play in the past couple of years, and I'm really going to chalk it up to them having first night jitters with the play with this first round matchup with the Pelicans. And I agree with what you're saying. The Pelicans are going to fight. They're going to show grit, but we got to call it is what it is. If you look at the numbers last night, Trey Murphy 21, Ingram 12. That's not going to get it done. Valanciunas 13, McCollum 20, and Herb Jones only 8 points. You had some support off the bench with Larry Nance Jr. and Alvarado, but that's not going to be enough to beat this team when they're clicking. OKC was off last night. It took Shea a bunch of shots last night to get the 28 points that he got. Giddey didn't give you much. You had Jalen Williams with 19, Dort with only 6. Chet was hit or miss from the field. So I'm going to chalk it up, even though they were home, thankfully. If they were in New Orleans, and maybe New Orleans would have stole game 1. But I think OKC is going to settle down. I think SGA is going to really rally the troops and really up his play. In my opinion, and this might not be a popular one, I think SGA should be your MVP this season. I know what the Joker is doing, but we're talking about the OKC Thunder with the number 1 seed in the Western Conference with the best record in basketball outside of the Boston Celtics. That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
They are the better team. Zion will be sorely missed. You can see it on the inside. If Zion was available, maybe I would rock with you for a 7-game series, but I'm not. I'm going to not disrespect the Pelicans. I'm going to give them 1 game. I'm going to spend 4 games to 1. Gentleman's sweep. I think the OKC Thunder get their act together. They still won in OKC, and they come back home for game 5, and they send the Pelicans to Cancun.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. So I think it's a part series.
Yeah, and real quick about BI, I think the thing with BI, with him having 12 points, like you said, D, I think he need to be he got to be the number 1 option. Everything got to run through him.
Yeah, that's their only shot.
You know, that's their only shot to get in. Then everybody else fill in instead of him. He shouldn't have. You know, Herb Jones shouldn't have been the guy with 20-something points. I think that he had. That shouldn't have been him. BI should have been leading the way, and those guys fill in. The offense has to run through BI. He needs to give you anywhere from 25 to 30 points a game, and everybody else help out. I think if they got that formula and letting BI be the number 1 option, D, I think they can make this very interesting against OKC.
We're going to find out. Game 2 is slated for Tuesday night in Oklahoma City, so we'll keep our eyes locked to that. All right, let's move on to the next matchup in the Western Conference Finals. We have the Los Angeles Clippers getting a 1-game lead over the Dallas Mavericks, who shockingly did not come to play yesterday. Very, very surprised. I'm gonna kick it off here, Black, with this one. Very surprised with the Mavericks and how they just look like they forgot to play basketball yesterday. I mean, Luka and Kyrie were 33 and 31, but they took a lot of shots. They didn't get a lot of support from their supporting cast, Gafford, Jones Jr., PJ Washington. I don't know what's happened to Tim Hardaway Jr. He got his money a few years ago, and he's just been really declining. I don't really know what's going on there. Maybe it's not a best fit in Dallas, but I fully expected Dallas as a team to play better. If Luka and Kyrie are going to give you 30 and 33, you got to get some more from the supporting cast. It looks like the Clippers on the other end were on a mission to buy Kawhi Leonard more time. Paul George, James Harden was spectacular. Russell Westbrook, we talked about him while we were putting the parlay together early in the day about what he had the potential to do his thing. I mean, Russell gave you 13 off the bench, but 4 rebounds and 4 assists, really controlling that second unit and then contributing to the starting lineup. I think Paul George really bothered Luka in the first half yesterday. He was off. I think he was around 3 for 13 in the first half. I believe he had 6 to 8 points something in the first half. That's not Luka Doncic like. A lot of the points that were scored by Dallas was to kind of get them back in it. I believe the Clippers were up around 20 or even 25 points at one point in this game, closing the gap to win the game 109 to 97. But with all that being said, I still think this is going to be a long series. We're talking about Luka the Don. We're talking about Kyrie Irving. We're talking about Jason Kidd, who's exceptional in his position as head coach for the Mavericks. I think they will rally the younger guys and get them in position. They're going to need something from Tim Hardaway Jr. Him coming off the bench, that leadership that he provides, they're going to need something from him to get them in this game. The Clippers seem to be on a mission to really shut us up to saying that Dallas owns them. But I'm going to stick with a longer series. I am going to lean I picked Dallas to win in 7. I'm going to hang on to that until I see a Kawhi Leonard sighting. Now, rumors are that Kawhi will play game 2 under limited minutes. But my question is, why would you play him if the Clippers can go out there and handle home court? Why would you play him? So we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to stick to the Mavericks. We're going to have a Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving explosion. But I'm just going to stick with the Mavs in 7 games. Maybe foolish, but I'm going to stick with the Mavs. What you got on this series, Black?
Well, D, I'm a little concerned. I'm a little concerned about the Mavs. You know, Kyrie and Luka and Kyrie are going to be what they are. We know what they are. You know, they can score the basketball in in every which way. You know, right. They're very capable of keeping this team afloat. But if they're not getting any help from them bodies inside with the rebounding, shoot, Zubac had over 10 rebounds last night.
In the first half, he had a double-double.
Yeah, we was gonna put that on the ticket. Like, if they're not able to rebound the basketball, it's going to be a very, very long series. But I love the way that Ty Lue is trying to fill the absence of Kawhi, bringing that energy of what Russell Westbrook off the bench. And then not only is he running them with the second unit, he mixing them in, like you said, with the ones also. So you got energy from him, and then you got guys like Zubac and Norman Powell and those guys filling in. It's going to be very, very difficult to beat the Clippers without Kawhi, in my opinion. Because I love the way, and Ty Lue is a great coach. He's one of the better coaches in the league.
Yeah, it's top 5 for sure.
Whatever he put out there, he knows exactly what he's doing. And if in James Harden, it's two things with him, and I heard this yesterday. Either you're getting James Harden or you're getting the beard. We got the beard yesterday.
We got the beard
yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
And if he continues to play like this, the Clippers will win this series. So I'm going to go. I was leaning towards the Mavericks also, but what I seen yesterday without Kawhi and the way that they handled the Mavericks, I'm going to go on the limb and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick the Clippers to win this. And I believe it goes 7, but they got home court because it's going to be very competitive. I just think the bigs for the Mavericks, they're not what they need to be to beat the Clippers, D.
Okay, very interesting. You switch your pick after one game, huh?
No, we didn't ever pick.
Oh, I thought when me and you talked, you had picked the Mavs with me.
We was talking about the players of what they would do.
Okay.
We didn't.
Okay.
You didn't ask me who I like in the series.
Okay. So we got it on record. Black is rolling with the Clippers. All right. Let's move along, man. As you guys see the title of this particular episode for the Sports Says Live, it says Anthony Edwards will take Kevin Durant's spot. So that's where we're moving. We're going to go to me, the most shocking outcome of the game ones over the weekend, and that's with the Minnesota Timberwolves absolutely owning the Phoenix Suns 120-95. Black, let's start off with you. We seen Kevin Durant start off the game early with a significant pace. I believe scoring 9 out of the first 11 points for Phoenix, and then Black, what the hell happened?
Man, I don't know. I even called you. I was like D. Durant seemed like he finna be on the tail. He just scored 11 of the first 11 points by himself. So I'm like, man, like I don't know, D, but that was early. It was early, and like we said after the game, as it was winding down, and we was chatting about it. They are really bad defensively. They're really bad. Like we know y'all going to be able to score. But are you going to be able to get stops? Anthony Edwards scored 18 points in the third quarter by himself.
Amazing.
And the man looked like he was on a mission. Amazing. And I know he probably had it on his mind because he playing against the person that he feels is the best player, in his opinion, which is Kevin Durant. So he definitely had it on his mind, D. So, but this kid, D, man, what can you say about him? He coming, man. It's been a while. We were talking about players that we like and who's coming. And Anthony Edwards' names always get brung up when you talk about basketball and players they see could being the better player in the league. And people always talk about Anthony Edwards, Ant-Man. So I'm excited, but Minnesota causes a lot of issues. I don't think it's just going to be for the Phoenix Suns, D. They're very long. They're the number one defensive team in the league for a reason.
Yeah.
They got two players. In I can't think of the two young guards' name. One come off the bench and one stars. You got to help me with their name.
Warren.
Warren and the other kid Alexander, I think. Yeah. Those kids can defend and they make timely shots 3 when they number call. So I like the way that they set up defensively. Minnesota can give anybody problems, D, in this series. Phoenix, if Kevin Durant not going, if Book not going, it's gonna be a long day. It's gonna be a long series. So they got to figure out what they're going to do. And something you said to me the other day, how is Minnesota going to play on the road? If it's one team that can get on the road, I think it's going to be Phoenix can get one in Minnesota before Minnesota probably can get one in Phoenix.
Okay.
In my opinion. Okay. But Kevin Durant, we need to see a better Kevin Durant. We need to see a better Book also, and it's going to be tough for Book because they throwing 3 different defenders at him.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what happened in this series. D. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna say that Phoenix finds a way to win this series, and I'm gonna say 6 games because I feel like they can get one in Minnesota and close them out in 6.
Yeah, Kevin Durant played well. You look at his numbers: 11 for 17, 31 points, 7 from 9 from free throw, 2 for 2 from the 3-point line. Efficiency rating was up for Kevin Durant, but as I told you over the weekend, there was a moment when little baby Michael Jordan, Anthony Edwards, looked at KD and said, "Bruh, nah, like no, like I'm here. You're not taking nothing in my house." And he emptied the clip on the Phoenix Suns in the third quarter and really ramped up. And Kevin Durant did nothing about it. I mean, Anthony Edwards was looking dead at him, saucing that boy, moving left, moving right, going around, pulling up, step back, like really putting some heat on. And that was eye-opening to me. And I said to myself, am I shortchanging the Minnesota Timberwolves? Am I being a little bit delusional here? And I tell you what else that I seen. Devin Booker was absolutely putrid during this game. Devin Booker was 5 for 16, 18 points off 18 shots. He was minus 15 in the plus-minus ratio stat. That is horrible. Me and you talked about this. I think the Minnesota Timberwolves are saying, hey, Phoenix Suns, you don't have a point guard. You don't have a guy who can really run the offense and get people in the positions they need to be. Poor Bradley Beal, 10 shots? Bradley Beal had 10 shots. He had as many shots as Royce O'Neal. That's wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong. You're right.
That's wrong. In order for the Phoenix Suns to make a run at an NBA championship this year, they have to figure out a way for all 3 of these guys to be efficient on a night in and night out basis in these series. And what my eyes were telling me is that the only advantage offensively is Durant. Booker is going to be assaulted in this series by the guard play by the Timberwolves. If you look at him, he was getting bothered. He was picking up his dribble. He was turning the ball over. I think the Minnesota Timberwolves see him as the weak link. And when my eyes are telling me Anthony Edwards ain't going nowhere. Now I'm with you. Will Phoenix gather and get themselves together at home? We'll see. But here's the thing. I don't think they can afford to go down 2-0.
I don't think so either.
I think Anthony Edwards can find himself in a position to steal a game in Phoenix. So I'm going to go the other way than you were going. I'm going to say that Edwards finds a way to steal a game in Phoenix, and this has 3-1 written all over it. Because of Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal don't scheme up a game plan where you can have 30, 20, and 25 between the 3 of them. And then you can get Royce O'Neal to give you those 10 to 12 points. Grayson Allen can get you a couple of threes. Now we talking. But Anthony Edwards is hungry.
Yes, he is.
Anthony Edwards looked at Kevin Durant and said, bro, it's a wrap. That's what he looked at. He was chirping at him. He was talking to him. You know what I'm saying? This is a big deal to this kid. So I think he's in a prime position for us to have a more detailed conversation about Kevin Durant at the end of this series. Kevin Durant has only been out of the first round 1 time ever since he's left the Golden State Warriors. You have Devin Booker and Bradley Beal, 2 all-stars, 2 all-NBA players on your team with you, and you're going against the baby Timberwolves, and you might go home? We're going to have a conversation. So I'm going to flip the script so we can have that conversation. I'm going to say the Timberwolves get rid of the Suns in 7 games. I'm with you. I think you'll have a back and forth. But in the game 7 in Minnesota.
So you think Phoenix can get one in Minnesota?
Yeah, they can. Because they have Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Devin Booker.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I'm going to go 7 games. 7 games in Minnesota. I think Anthony Edwards continues to rise. I don't think he's going to let SGA just keep going by him. I think that new rivalry in the NBA is going to be SGA and Edwards, Anthony Edwards. And he's going to be in prime position to take Kevin Durant's spot if Kevin Durant don't do nothing about it this playoffs. All right, let's move along to the next matchup in the Western Conference Finals. There's no secret. If you know me, you know Black. We are LeBron James fans. Black is a super LeBron James fan. I am very thankful that LeBron ended up being a Laker many years ago. He brought us a championship. So here we go. The Denver Nuggets, the defending world champions, up 1-0 over the Lakers. Black, I'm going to start this off. Game 1 looked so promising in the first half. We got up about 12 to 13 points. AD was on one. LeBron was on one. You kind of noticed right away that we wasn't getting much from the role players. And that bit us in the second half. LeBron hit a big three to put the Lakers up 3 going into the half. So I was feeling really good. But it's like they came out of the locker room in the second half, and Jokic and the crew was like, all right, we woke now. Jamal Murray didn't have that great of a game, but then he woke up and they just started pouring it on the Lakers. But here's my issue for the Lakers. People want to talk about D'Angelo Russell. Okay, I get he didn't have the best game. Reeves didn't have the best game. But I got a problem with LeBron James today, and I'm going to tell you why. I hated his demeanor in the fourth quarter. I hated it. LeBron seemed very frustrated at the potential of losing again to the Denver Nuggets. And I'm not accusing LeBron of quitting. I would never say that. But it looked like he was a little checked out. It looked like he was having a little Kobe Bryant moment, like, here, you guys do it. Because LeBron didn't seem like LeBron in the fourth quarter. Anthony Davis matched out and X'd out Jokic. We talked about what AD needed to do. He gave you that. LeBron put forth a Herculean effort in the first half, but in the second half, he turned the ball over. He was disengaging. We seen him clapping at D-Lo. We seen LeBron being very frustrated in that second half during the game one. That's not like LeBron. So I'm a little concerned. Where is LeBron mentally with the Denver Nuggets? They've beaten the Lakers 9 straight times, and LeBron has been on the floor for all 9 of those games. We've never seen a streak like this with LeBron being held to the fire by another team like this with consecutive games. So I'm very concerned going into game 2. The Nuggets did what the Nuggets do because they're world champions. But this series is on the line when the Lakers and the Nuggets play in game 2. The Lakers have to win. I'm going to say it's a must win for the Lakers. They have to find a way to win. Bron and AD got to do what they do. Reeves, Hachimura, Russell. I even like Gabe Vincent's presence in the second quarter. They kind of went away from him. Going into the second half, I liked his presence for some defensive purposes and hitting some timely threes. I want to see a little bit more. Darvin Ham has his work cut out, but the Lakers are in trouble. I'm not going to lie. I believe in LeBron. I believe in the Lakers, and I picked the Lakers to win this in 7 games. Breaking news. But they in trouble because it looked like the Nuggets just said, all right, let's turn on the switch. Black, what do you got so far with this series with the niggas up 1-0?
Well, me, D, you already know. I'm nervous. I'm concerned. There's a little mixture of everything with me with the Lakers. And what you said is very true. Need more from LeBron in the second half. I don't know. It could definitely be all the things you said. Could it be LeBron is also an older player, high altitude? Like I'm not sure. The last time we see him on that court, he had 40 points, but he couldn't give you nothing. He couldn't give you nothing because he was winded. And I don't want to put it on, the atmosphere at the end because they're out there playing basketball, but it's a number of things that could play a part to what we got. AD, man, it's nothing you can say about him, but he's doing everything he can in his power.
Yeah.
What the Lakers literally need everybody to chip in and help and get this done, D. LeBron and AD not going to be able to do it by themselves.
No.
I seen a graphic today that the Denver Nuggets, their starting 5 played over 140, 150 games together. So these guys got the experience and the chemistry to cut it up whenever it's off. They can cut it right on, and that's what we seen.
Yeah.
They wasn't playing that well in the first half, but they cut that thing on and didn't let it go off.
Yeah.
And so I'm concerned, D, and I'm going to always pick my Lakers. I'm going to pick my Lakers to win in 7, but I'm concerned. This Denver team is nothing to be played with.
World champions.
They're showing. Yoke showed that, okay, we're going to let everybody else do what they need to do, and I'll come along and I'll get it going, which he did. So if the Lakers are not doing this as a team and they're waiting on LeBron and AD to be the savior to put them over top, it's not going to happen.
No.
Reeves, D-Lo, whoever that next guy's Hachimura, and whoever after Hachimura is going to help out. We have to find that. Michael Porter Jr. and Caldwell Pope should not be outscoring D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves. In my opinion, no, that shouldn't be happening. They have to find a way to get past that, D. Hopefully the Lakers will figure it out, but I'm very concerned and I'm very nervous for the Lakers. But I'm going to roll with them to win this in 7 games.
Yeah, same here. It might be delusion. It might be Homer's reality, but the Los Angeles Lakers have an uphill battle ahead. I did not like what I saw to wrap up game 1, but we'll see how the series unfold. All right, man, let's head over to the Eastern Conference, man. Let's start off with this series. It shouldn't really be much to talk about here. The Boston Celtics absolutely set the tone for their potential championship run. The number 1 seed Celtics trounce the 8th seeded Heat 114-94. Heat minus Jimmy Butler. But the Celtics was just clicking on all cylinders. Go find you the most beautiful car in the world with the perfect paint job, the perfect tires, the perfect engine, the perfect horsepower, and anything that can put in the side of a perfect vehicle. That's what the Boston Celtics resembled yesterday. No flaws. 3-point. My God, were they raining threes all over the Miami Heat. Tatum, Brown. I mean, just the overall point spread, which is for the whole team. Tatum with 23, Brown with 17, Kristaps with 18, Derek White with 20, Al Horford with 10, Hauser with 12 off the bench. I mean, everybody was clicking.
Everybody
was clicking. They almost shot 50% from 3 yesterday. It's no secret, sports fans, basketball fans, NBA fans. It's no secret. The pressure is on the Celtics this year. The pressure is on Jason Tatum this year. They want to be respected and looked at as a renowned, great team. They got to win a title. And yesterday was a great start for the Celtics to let the Miami Heat know this ain't last year, and we ain't forgot. And y'all going to pay for that. I'm going to say the Celtics sweep the Heat. They sweep the Heat and move on to the second round. They await their second round matchup. Shout out to the Celtics for doing their thing yesterday. Black, what you got?
Mine's short and sweet, D. Bring the brooms out. Bring them out. There's a lot of sweeping need to be done, and it's going to happen in Miami. So,
amazing
look, man,
performance.
Maybe if Jimmy Butler was here, it'd be a little better series. But he's not. They're going to get set up. They just don't have enough. I feel sorry for Bam. I really do, because Bam, you can tell Bam his game improves every year, and now him being nominated as one of the best defensive players also this year, I feel that was a big deal for him. But they just don't have enough without Jimmy Butler. I mean, the addition of Porzingis and Drew Holiday D is going to play big time dividends for the Boston Celtics. In my opinion, this Boston Celtics should get back to the finals. Will they win it or not? I don't know. But teams like this that's weakened, you have to get them out of there. And I feel like that's what Boston's going to do, D. So I'm going to take them to sweep the Miami Heat and move on.
Same here. Let's go to an interesting matchup in the Eastern Conference. We got the Orlando Magic down 0-1 to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Black, the Orlando Magic, young upstart team. Banchero, Wagner, Isaac Harris, Suggs, Wendell Carter. They got a lot of young players. They never touched the playoffs. They never sniffed the playoffs. You got a returning playoff team from last year with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Interesting game. Looked like Cleveland was going to blow the game open early. But Orlando hung around. Cleveland getting a win 97-83. Donovan Mitchell really could take control of the game late in the second half, with him being the top scorer with 30 points. Banchero with 24 for the Magic. I think Cleveland's going to win this in 5 games. I just didn't see anything from Orlando that was going to make me believe that they were a threat to Cleveland. Now, when they get back to Orlando for games 3 and game 4, I mean, we'll see. I would have to see them, turn up that energy and get them a game. But they got game 2 tonight, which while we're recording this, game 2 is about to tip off here in Cleveland. But I just didn't see enough. Who's going to come along with Banchero to really put the pressure on Cleveland? I just didn't see anything that was promising. So I'm going to go to Cleveland Cavaliers here to get a gentleman sweep series and make it to the second round to potentially face the Boston Celtics and win this in 5 games. I hope I'm wrong. I would like to see the young Magic really show a little bit more of a grit and fight, but it'd be it's yet to remain to be seen there. Black, what do you got with this series?
Well, man, I like the young Magic, and this Cleveland team. They learned a lot in the playoffs last year in that awesome series they had with the Knicks.
Yes.
But Orlando is still very young. Banchero, Wagner, those guys, man, they got something special going. They're one of the top 5 defensive teams in the league. But like you say, I got to agree with you. Where's the help coming from with Pablo? Where's his help come from? You would think Wagner would be one guy helping, but you barely heard his name in the first game.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if the Magic are going to be able to be that team to go into Cleveland and get one. I don't think they're going to be able to win in Cleveland. So it's tough for me because I like the Magic, but I'm going to go ahead and say that they lose this series in 5 games also, D, because I don't think they're going to be able to. They're going to, when they get back to Orlando going to be rocking. The energy is, you're going to be able to see it through the TV like we used to see them New York games when they got back in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, haven't had a game there in a while.
Yeah, so they haven't had a game there in a while. So I expect them to win one of those ones on their home court. But I think Cleveland and Donovan Mitchell and those guys, they know that they need this series so they can move on and get back to their winning ways from that series that they had with the New York Knicks last night. So I'm gonna pick Cleveland to win this in 5 games.
Yes, sir. We'll pay attention to that for sure. All right, let's move on to the Indiana Pacers taking the L last night against a red-hot first half. Damian Lillard scoring 35 points or something like that in the first half. Milwaukee gets the win to go 1-0, 109-94 without Giannis. Black, what in the world was going on with Dame Lillard in the first half last night? Absolutely no answers from the Pacers.
That's another one we talked about. We was like, man, we don't think Dame can score 28 points.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it is about these guys we be speaking on, bro.
Yeah, they flipped the script for sure.
They flipped the script, but man, I'm going to pick Milwaukee in this series, D. Reason being, I really think Dame can carry this team, especially when you got Porter, and then you got Brook Lopez and them guys filling in, helping out. I feel like if they can get past the series, then they can get Giannis back. But I think Dame is going to be very unstoppable. I'm pretty sure defensively, Indiana try to switch some stuff up on Dame.
Yeah.
Don't let him see one-on-one. But I think Brook Lopez and Porter and those guys and the 3-point shooter who used to play for the Lakers, I can't think of his name, make timely shots. Malik Beasley, they'll make timely shots. So I'm going to pick them to win this series in 6 games, D. I think Indiana is still one of the highest scoring teams in the league, like we were talking about. And Halliburton he's something special. And then Siakam he had a great game
36
last night. He had 36 points. So if they can get it going, I could see them winning 2 games in Indiana. But when it's all said and done, I think Milwaukee go ahead and put their lights out in 6 games, D.
I was a little bit troubled the way the game ended last night. The Pacers have the weapons. They have the firepower to hang around with the Bucks without Giannis. So I don't know how long Giannis is going to be out. I listened to the broadcast last night. They say the Bucks feel very encouraged that he will return at some point in this series. So it's very important that Milwaukee got the first game. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't think the Indiana Pacers are scared, nervous, or shaken up by Dame Lillard's performance. And you want to know why? Because they turned on the Jets in the second half, and at one point they had got the lead down to 8 points. They got it down to 8 points, but it was so much going on. I mean, Siakam had 36. Halliburton didn't have the best game at all offensively with only 9 points. But then you didn't really have any assists. You had TJ McConnell give you 10. You had Newbard give you 6. So they were off. But are they going to be off back-to-back nights? It's the highest scoring team in the NBA. They're going to figure some things out. And you think Halliburton's going to have 9 points again? I think not. That was encouraging for the Bucks. Middleton with 23. That was huge for them. Portis with 15 filling in for Giannis. 35 from Lillard, 11 from Lopez. And then you had Malik Beasley with 9 and Pat Connaughton with 6 with 2 timely 3-pointers in the fourth quarter. I'm going to say this goes 7 games. I think Indiana gets all of their games at home. I think Milwaukee gets all of their games at home. And it's going to set up for a Giannis return potentially in the game 7. I think Giannis is going to sit as long as this is nip and tuck, because you can't play with that calf muscle. He's dealing with a calf strain, and you can't play with that. I hate to bring it up, but we saw what happened with Kevin Durant a few years back in the NBA Finals. He strained that calf in the second round of the playoffs, and he tried to come back during the finals, and he popped his Achilles. We're not wishing any injury whatsoever, and I hate to bring it up for Giannis, but I'm using that as a point of emphasis here. You can't play with that calf muscle as much force as these athletes use out there on the floor, and especially a guy like Giannis. You got to treat this one carefully. So they're going to be nip and tuck, and if it gets to game 7, Giannis might have no choice. He may have to suit up whether he's ready to go or not. So I'm going to take the Bucks in 7 games. I think it's going to be a grinded out series. I think you're going to see some lopsided games on both sides. I think when Milwaukee gets to Indiana for game 3, they might get blown out because the energy is there. And Rick Carlisle, we forget Rick Carlisle is a world champion head coach.
Yes, he is.
He has a ring on his resume. He won the championship. So I like this to go the distance, but I'm going to hang in there with the Bucks to win in Milwaukee in the 7th game. But salute to Dame Lillard for reminding everybody just exactly who he is. I know he had an up and down season with the Bucks, but it was really good to see a player of his caliber really do what he did last night. Even though the second half was kind of mysterious last night, they say he, like a boxer, just kind of outpunched himself. And then you get to the second half, they say he was kind of flat with his legs. So I don't really know about that, but that's what the word is. But got the Bucks in 7 games.
And you see the man say, "This is what y'all brought me here for."
That is correct.
Yeah.
That is correct. All right, let's get to the last series in the Eastern Conference, man. I think this one is also going to be a brouhaha between the Philadelphia 76ers, who took the L against the New York Knicks, 111-104 in game 1. We get ready for game 2 tonight as well. That is the game that I am most interested in, even outside of the Lakers and the Nuggets tonight. Joel Embiid, Black, showed up to the arena at 12 o'clock this afternoon, getting ready for game 2 tonight. Black, what are you seeing? What did you see, with the Knicks and the Sixers in this very checkers versus chess matchup here?
Well, the Knicks, they're a very well-coached team. And Bronson, he's the leader. He's the head of the snake. He's the head of the snake when it comes to the New York Knicks. But they didn't play their best game, and found a way to win on Saturday.
Yes.
I know Embiid went down, so probably in the second half when he came back, he was probably not trying to go as hard as he could, but they kept fighting, but New York found a way to win this basketball game.
Yeah.
This game is going to be nip and tuck. I do like the 76ers to win tonight, though. I do like them to win tonight. I think this series is going 7 games. It's going to come down to a game in New York. And when I tell you Madison Square Garden going to be rocking,
humming.
It's going to be wild to CD.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go ahead because of the energy and because I know what we've seen Brunson. Brunson is becoming one of those players like, well, man, when he was with Luka, we was like he was a nice sidekick, but he becoming like one of those guys.
I think he must see TV.
Yeah, he's becoming one of those guys. And then with the additions of those guys that came over from Detroit, and then you get what's called it from Toronto, can't think of his name,
OG,
you get OG from Toronto. Man, I like this Knicks team, but I like the 76ers. And if Embiid can give them 80% of himself, that's a problem for the Knicks, D. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna roll with the Knicks to win this in 7 in Madison Square Garden, because I don't think the 76ers are going to be able to come out of there with a win, because that environment is going to be wild.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think this is going to be a 7-game series as well. This might be the most physical, daunting series out of the whole first round. Like you said, you got some real body blows going on with this series. Now, with me predicting 7 games as well, I think Embiid's just going to get better as the games go on. You got to remember, he's still trying to find himself into shape. He's still trying to maneuver with that knee and that brace. He's showing an incredible amount of toughness. Even with him going down in the first quarter, he still gave you 29 points. Maxey led the way with 33. Kyle Lowry with a surprising 18. Tobias Harris, where are you? Tobias Harris. Okay, the writing's on the wall. Okay, Tobias Harris will not be a Sixer next year. This is it. He won't be a Sixer next year. His deal is up this year. He's made over $200 million with the 76ers. He will go elsewhere next year. But while he is still in Philadelphia, why not try to increase your worth? Kelly Oubre looked more of an efficient player in this series than Tobias Harris, who is gifted. He is a talented scorer. But you want to know why the Knicks won this game? Toughness, grit, heart. You seen Josh Hart falling out of bounds, landing on cameraman, Brunson flying over the stands. Like, these boys are relentless. They want to win. And Philly seemed like everybody on their team didn't want to win. I know Embiid want to win. I know Maxey want to win. Oubre like he want to win. But what about everybody else? Kyle Lowry look like he want to win. So this is going to come down to toughness. Okay. This is going to come down to grit. This is what this is going to come down to. And I think the Knicks are very salty from losing to Cleveland last year in the manner that they did. I think they are really upset about, losing to Miami the way that they did. I think they are really upset about that still. And they got a real good shot to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. But I just don't think that is this year. I'm going to take the Sixers to win in Madison Square Garden in a Game 7 because Joel Embiid, if Embiid is 90% of himself, 85% of himself in a Game 7 situation, I just think he's going to go nuclear. I just think he's going to go nuclear. And with Maxey being the perfect sidekick to him, I'm just going to take my chances and I'm going to roll with the Sixers to win this series in 7 games. Hey, if I'm wrong, I won't be mad because I really like Jalen Brunson. I really like Madison Square Garden on my TV. I like seeing it on my TV. So either way it go, I think we win as basketball fans. But I'm going to ride with Joel Embiid here to in the 76ers to get this done in a brutal series in 7 games for sure. All right, Black, let's go ahead and get some predictions, man, as we get ready to wrap up this episode of the Sports Desk Live. Let's go to the Eastern. Let's go back to the Western Conference. Who's in your Western Conference Finals and who goes to the NBA Finals this year, Black? Let's talk about it.
The Lakers. The Lakers. Man, I want to say Minnesota, but that won't happen because they would match up with Minnesota in the next round if they both was to meet. So I can't say Minnesota. D for me it's gonna. Man.
Come on now.
D, I'm gonna go all LA Finals. I'm gonna go Lakers Clippers. If they could get Kawhi back and he can give them something, the Clippers could be very dangerous. So I think the Western Conference Finals will be held in LA and won't leave there.
Okay.
So I'm going to go Lakers versus Clippers in the Western Conference Finals.
All right. And who represents the West in the NBA Finals?
Come
on with it.
Lakers.
Lakers.
I mean, when you call me biased or whatever you want to call me, but I'm a LeBron fan. Wherever he at, I'm rolling. I done been wrong and I done been right, so I don't care, bro. But I'm going Lakers to go to the championship, bro, to the finals.
I'm going to take my bias out of this one, Black. I'm going to take it out.
Okay.
I'm not confident at all that the Lakers can beat the Nuggets. I'm strictly going on me being a fan. That's it. I'm not going off any metrics to provide to the audience watching that why I legitimately think the Lakers are going to win, except that I'm a fan. That's it. And that's not enough. So I'm going to be very realistic here. Okay. I'm going to go the Denver Nuggets. They're going to be in the Western Conference Finals, yet again, defending their crown to go to the NBA Finals. And I really want to put OKC in the Western Conference Finals, but I think they're just going to stumble. And I'm going to do something that I probably should have did 30 minutes ago. I'm going to say the LA Clippers end up beating the Mavericks in 7 games. Clippers Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals. And I'm going to take the Denver Nuggets to get back to the NBA Finals because they showed me something that champions do. When we know we're great and we know what we can do, we can hit that switch. And it's not a lot of teams that can hit a switch. They showed me that they can hit a switch. I'm going to take the Denver Nuggets and make their way back to the NBA Finals and beat the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals. All right.
Real quick. You said Lakers in 7, so what we doing?
Lakers in 7.
But you just picked Denver to go to the finals.
I said that's my fanhood talking. I ain't finna lie to the people.
Okay. All right.
As a fan, I hope I'm dead wrong.
Yeah.
I really do. I hope I can backdate this footage and say, boy, I was wrong, but I'm happy about it.
Well, I think until LeBron lead the league, I'm going to always think he got a chance to go.
I respect it. All right, let's head over to the East. Who's going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals in the Eastern Conference?
I got Boston. And man, I hope Milwaukee can find a way. I hope Milwaukee can find a way, D. I want it to be Boston versus Milwaukee.
Yeah.
For when it's all said and done. Hopefully Giannis can find his way back.
Yeah.
Me personally, I wouldn't take a chance with Giannis because we didn't see what happened when you tried to get him back and playing. I don't know, but if he can get back and play well, I'm going to go Boston versus Milwaukee.
Same here. I'm going to go Boston versus Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference Finals. A piece of me would love to see the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Final. A piece of me would love to see the 76ers in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think it'd be great for the league if one of those teams can make it there. But I'm not going to go against if Giannis can come back and be effective. Yeah. If Giannis can come back and get effective, we've seen what he can do when he has his healthy castmates with him. We've seen what he can do. And if the other than himself, the Bucks are healthy. The Bucks are healthy. So if he can come back and contribute, I like to see that. Black, who's going to the finals? Celtics or Bucks?
The Boston Celtics. I told you I feel like this could be their year. You know, I feel like this could be their year. They got all the tools in the shed that they need. They just need to go put them on the court and get the chopping grass and trimming stuff up.
Right.
It needs to be put together. You can't have all the tools in the shed and you ain't doing nothing with it.
Right. Right.
And this the year that they need to put it together. Porzingis is a difference maker as a third option.
He is.
So and then we talked yesterday about Tatum. Is he a superstar? Is he on the verge of being a superstar? Some people have different opinions, but I think if he can find a way to win the championship, it won't be no more discussion if he's a superstar or not.
Yeah.
But this is the best year that Boston has to win the championship, D. And I think hopefully they'll take advantage of that. So I'm going to pick them to get to the finals.
I said this when he hoisted the trophy 3 years ago. When he has everybody with him and they're healthy, I just don't see nobody beating him in 7 games. And I'm going to stick to that. I'm going to take the Milwaukee Bucks to beat the Boston Celtics in 7 games. I think if it's one player that can rally the troops and he has a nuclear weapon riding shotgun with him, and he got guys like Bobby Portis and he got guys like Brook Lopez. He has guys with him who's done this, who's won titles. Doc Rivers has a bad one in the playoffs, but this is a world champion head coach. All the formula is there for a team that's been trying to get itself together all year long. And if Giannis is available and they make it there healthy, I'm going to take the Bucks to beat the Celtics in 7 games. I'm not going against Giannis when he's ready to go. I've seen him look at everybody in their eyes in the league and told them, I'm coming to take all that. And he did it. So I'm going to roll with the Bucks. I got the Bucks and I got the Nuggets in the NBA Finals. All right, Black, let's go to your NBA Finals matchup. Who's going to win the world championship this year? For you, you have the Lakers and you have the Celtics in the NBA Finals. I hope you're right. I can't hear you. Nope. So Black getting himself together here, tap back in. So I'll go ahead and give my prediction right now. I'm going to give, let's see what I want to do here. I'm going to give my NBA Finals championship to the Milwaukee Bucks. If the Bucks are healthy, I'm going to give my championship to the Milwaukee Bucks. All right. So Black, while you was getting yourself together, I went ahead and gave my world championship to the Milwaukee Bucks to win it all this year.
Yeah.
The Denver Nuggets in 7 games.
Well, call me biased. I got a Boston and Lakers finals. And I'm going to go Lakers. Until LeBron leads the league. You can call me a bias or call me a fan. That's my favorite player in the world. You would feel the same about Kobe.
I would.
You know? But until he's gone, I'm going to pick him. I feel like I got a chance. And hopefully he can do something that's never been done before. Year 21, hosting a trophy, man, that'd be magical, man. But if anybody could do it, I think he can. If they can find a way to get by Denver, I think there's no stopping them. I think
I
it's no
agree,
stopping
and
them.
it's a big if they
So
can find themselves past
I'm
Denver.
going to pick them to play. I'm going to pick them to play Boston, and I'm going to pick the Lakers to win the series in 7 games in Boston. In Boston, a game 7 in Boston. Now, how would that look for you? Want to talk about drama and a story?
It'd be
The
incredible.
old rivalry in the NBA, the Lakers versus the Celtics.
It would be incredible for sure.
We got to get it again. I'm ready to see it again. Celtics versus the Lakers in the
I hope you're
finals.
right, and I hope I'm wrong. I truly do. All right. So appreciate everybody, man. It's going to wrap up this episode, man, of Sports That's Live, man. Talking a little NBA playoffs, giving our predictions. We'll be back with more frequent content, discussing things, NBA, boxing. We have the NFL draft coming up in a couple of days. We got more wrestling talk. We got a lot of things that we'll be able to discuss here on the Sports That's Live, man. So welcome back to my guy, Black, the other half of your sportsologist, man. So we'll be in here talking some sports and building up the content here on the Sports Desk Live. So please remember to hit the subscribe button if you're interested in anything that you see here on the Sports Desk. We have previous content that you can check out, man, and see if you want to rock with the Sports Desk Live. All right. So Black, in the final remarks before we slide up out of here.
Man, I'm just happy to be back, D. Happy, man. It feel good to be back on talking about sports, man. What we do best every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I
Absolutely.
appreciate all the love and support that y'all get. I'm happy to be back talking again with you, D. I can't wait till we get into every other thing that you said. We talking about basketball today, football, wrestling. I'm happy I'm back. I'm ready to rock and roll, D. I appreciate all the love and support.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. So until next time, y'all be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves, man. And we'll see you on the next episode of the Sports Desk Live. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we appreciate the support. All right, y'all. Y'all be easy.